Hello and welcome to Language Retreat. Today we are going to look at the poem Dust of Snow, which is part of CBSE Class 10 syllabus. Dust of Snow is a poem that is written by poet Robert Frost. Robert Frost is a very famous poet, right? And one thing that I would like to share about Robert Frost, okay, is that he will always have natural characters in his poem, okay? But through these natural characters, he would talk about human behavior. He would talk about people, but through natural characters. So let's look at the poem now. So dust of snow, dust meaning fine particles, very, very fine particles of snow. So the way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of the day I had rued. Now, if you observe, this entire poem is one single sentence. Okay, it begins with the here and it ends with rude, after which you can see a full stop. Otherwise, it is a single sentence that is carried forward, right? So the background of this poem is such that the poet is in a sad mood. Okay, he is in a melancholous mood. He's not up to the mark, and he goes out for a walk. Okay, when he is under the hemlock tree, okay, there is a crow who is sitting on the tree, or who comes and sits on the tree, or who flies away from the tree, whatever reason might be. The crow is the reason that the dust of snow or fine particles of snow fall on the poet. This shower of snow, okay, it changes his mood completely. Okay, he feels refreshed after that shower, and he thanks the snow because he feels that he's wasted some part of the day, but now he would be able to do something worthwhile with the remaining part of the day. Okay, that is the entire gist of the poem. Now let's look at it line wise. So the way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. So the crow was the reason that fine particles of snow showered on me when I was under the hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood. So what is the result of it? My heart changed its mood. Okay, I started feeling better and saved some part of a day I had rued. And now I have decided that I would do something worthwhile. I would make use of this remaining day at least in a better way. Otherwise, I would have completely wasted this day. Okay. Now, here there are two characters from nature. I just mentioned that Robert Frost will always talk about human behavior, but through natural characters. So here you have two natural characters. One is the crow and the other is the hemlock tree. Okay, what is special about these two is that both of these characters are considered to be negative characters in nature. Okay, they are considered to be inauspicious. Inauspicious meaning something which brings in bad luck. Okay, the way we sometimes say that there is a cat crossing my way, so I should not move ahead. My job will not be done now. That kind of inauspiciousness is what is related to this crow and hemlock tree. Okay, so what the poet is highlighting here is that though these two characters from nature are generally considered as negative, generally considered as inauspicious, but they are the very reason that the poet's mood changes from negative to positive. That is, they bring in positivity in the life of the poet. Okay, generally it is a feeling that they are negative characters and they bring in bad luck. But here that is not the case. So the poet wants to tell us that nature can never be inauspicious. Okay, you cannot tag something in nature to be inauspicious. Let's look at the rhyme scheme and the poetic devices. That is how you study a poem, right? You read the poem, you understand it line wise, then you go back and figure out what is the rhyme scheme of the poem, and you figure out what are the poetic devices that the poet has included here. Rhyme scheme means how are the lines of the poem rhyming with each other. Okay, how are the sounds placed? So if you look at the first line, last word, it is crow. You name it to be A. Shook down on me. Me is not rhyming with crow, so you call it as B. Snow rhymes with crow, so it is A again. and tree rhyming with me. And so it is B again. Though the spelling of me and tree is different, but we should focus on the sound when you're deciding the rhyme scheme. Okay. So the rhyme scheme here is A, B, A, B. Okay. Now let's look at what are the poetic devices involved here. Look at line number 2. Shook has got O in it, down has got O in it, on has got O in it. So this figure of speech is called as assonance. Assonance is when there is a repetition of a vowel sound throughout the line. Then it is assonance. Okay. Then moving on to the first line of the second stanza, has given my heart. So has and heart, similar sound, the her sound repeats. It is called as alliteration. Similarly, saved and some, alliteration. So sound repeats here. Then there is a figure of speech called as enjambment. Enjambment is when there is no punctuation mark at the end of the line and the idea continues in the next line. Then you call it as enjambment. So all these lines of Dust of Snow except for the last line, which has got a full stop at the end. Okay. Otherwise, it all is an example. All of these lines are examples of enjambment. All right. So that is it about the poem, right? So it's a very short poem and I think we've covered everything here. In case of any doubts, feel free to post it in the comment section and I would definitely be happy to help you here. So stay tuned.